Yeah, you've done all sorts of stuff.
And I've been to the Tempe Improv, and it's nice to be back. And may I say, a dry heat my ass.
Yeah, it's a little warm here. It's a little warm.
You people are friggin' nuts living here.
You get the heat warnings.
What? There's no warning. You just burst into flame. What's the morning? What happened to Uncle Ron? Well, he's been incinerated. Cover up.
Heat. But it's a good thing because
it's really not.
No, it really is because it's like back east. You're from Long Island.
Yes.
Back east, when someone with Alzheimer's wanders off, you actually have to look for him. Here, we give up an hour after. It's like we know what happened.
Yeah, we're gonna miss him.
Yeah, we
They
don't have
just
to
head
spend
to
all
the
that
light.
money.
It's a lot easier.
They just walk towards the sun.
I went for a walk, which, by the way, is down the block. The sun. I was walking last night, and you guys at night, and you had those
misters.
Misters.
Yeah.
Look. If you have to go every 3 blocks and be watered like a fern, move. How hard is this to figure out?
But it's nice though because
come on, you've been. I mean, I grew up in the Midwest,
okay.
And in the summer when it's either wet blanket where you just walk outside and you're just wet,
right,
automatically. But it's weird because you get out here. It's easier to deal with this heat.
Simple.
You do go through a couple of weeks where like, okay, I'm done with this.
Stick around for the summer.
I'm not going through the hazing process.
Yes.
I'm not.
The best part is I was at the airport once a while ago, and this you forget.
Yeah.
That, you're just used to it. This is miserable. There's no doubt about it.
You walk out into a hairdryer.
So I come out of the airport, and there's a guy sitting waiting for his car, and he's panting. And I walked out, and I'm like, it's a little warm tonight. It's like 107 at night, and he's panting. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you just hear, "How do you people live here?"
Yeah.
Flipped out and just started walking back and forth. He had no idea where to go, and I'm like,
he was from Mars.
Yeah, he had a different temperament. Like he was used to something else completely. Yeah. So but we do take for granted how awful this actually is. We just hop in water or we walk by the watering stations.
Yeah, that's it.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's downsides to every city.
You know what? Well, what I really enjoyed. I was walking last night. I saw a sushi restaurant. Mm-hmm. You gotta have some set of balls.
With an open air.
Yeah. Just a sushi restaurant. Is it fresh? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we get it from the desert.
Desert fresh sushi. My favorite part about Arizona sushi restaurants are the Mexican immigrants dressed as ninjas chopping your sushi in the kitchen.
Top notch.
They still make them dress up.
Yeah.
Like they won't even let them have their own culture. It's like close enough, get in there. So you're on, are you still doing Nurse Jackie?
Yeah. Nurse Jackie is, we have, actually, I think there's 2 more episodes left. That's Sunday nights, 9 o'clock on Showtime.
Yeah.
And Top Gear's on now, Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock on History.
Yeah. And Top Gear, American version
of Top Gear, yeah.
And it's and you guys get to run the same tracks and stuff like that. Not the same ones, obviously. That are in
They have
England,
different stuff, and we get to go around this country as opposed to Europe. Although we did just got back. I was in Germany. We did an episode on the Autobahn. I drove the brand new Lamborghini, the Hurricane.
Oh.
Wow.
And you got to fly that thing across
I did 180 on the Autobahn, which is stupid.
And you got passed.
No, that was the thing. 180 in a brand new Lamborghini, and it's an open road.
I know. How great is the Autobahn?
It's like you get on that. I took it out of at a strata mode. There's a setting, you put it in sport mode, and it becomes an entirely different car. The suspension stiffens up, the steering is quicker.
Does it lower down on the?
It can't get any lower right now.
That's right.
It's subterranean.
It's just this low, wide face. But they did such a good job. I had done. It's a replacement for the Gallardo, and I had done the other. I will bore the hell out of you.
No. It sounds great if you're going 180 miles an hour.
Well, I did 180 in the. I used launch control, which is just you rev up the motor and you just off the line. It just sends the power right to it. Wow. In the Gallardo, the Superleggera Gallardo, I thought I dropped the transmission. It was just so violent.
Boom.
It was a kidney punch.
Now, do you feel like when you're going that fast, or what speed do you sit and think? Because I think the fastest I've been in a car is 110, and that's enough. That's it. I don't want to do any more of this. And then so you get to like 120, 130. When do you, even on the Autobahn, sit back and go, no more? 180?
Yeah, well, the Autobahn was weird because it's an open road. So some guy in a little Volkswagen can just, but they can just, you'd be incinerated. You just walk out and that'll be it.
Yeah.
I did 183 on the Nürburgring, the backstretch of Nürburgring. At 140, the car, depending on the aero on the car, it'll start getting light.
Oh, so you can feel the lift.
You can feel the lift, and you just like, one move and you're dead.
That's where the brake happens. Who keeps pushing on the one on the right?
Yeah, that was
you did.
It's a 200 mile an hour car. It tops out at 202.
Like what was it? 202.
202, and I wanted to get to 2 because how long I'm on the Nürburgring on a race car in a brand. How many times are you going to get this opportunity?
Right.
So I'm like, I gotta, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going.
Yeah, that would yeah.
$1.83.
Oh,
That's
man.
good.
This
enough.
is good.
And then so you pulled back. It had more to go.
It had more in it. I lifted because there's a right hand kink at the end of the
Yeah,
at
you
the
don't want to
end
make
of the
any
straight.
turns at 180.
Yeah, and it was only my second lap, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to wreck this.
Man.
That's the one where the movie was it Driven, or what was the one with the race car driver that ended up getting burned up? That was such a great Formula 4. That was in there. Nikki Lauda.
Yeah.
That was up in there. Man, oh man, a 180 is ridiculous.
On the Frog Bond, I went 100. It was 143. That was on a motorcycle.
Wow.
And after you do that, same thing, but you just think, man, one little
one
move,
pebble,
vapor
one
dust.
little move and you're done. That's it. I
But
did
you
100.
feel pretty safe on that. I mean, pretty secure because they're
in that
those,
car. I did.
Those, but even on the roads, I'm talking about, they're designed for speed. They're
really highways. There's, you
Yeah.
hit a pothole with a $1.80.
You're
right.
doing some damage.
You're gonna flip over.
But you don't see them over there. They're just. I mean, at least I didn't really.
Because you're flying, Brady. When
Yeah.
you're actually in a hover
You're
car,
going over
potholes
'em.
stop mattering. It doesn't matter anymore. That's brutal. And I couldn't even imagine. But you're liking you're a car guy, so this is just crazy. For
Yeah,
you.
it's fun. I was telling Ryan, I bought the we call it the piano car from last season. It was a 1970 Buick Electra 225.
Cool, the deuce and a
I
quarter.
bought the deuce and a quarter. I took the piano off the roof. I had it. I fixed the suspension. The motor was good, and I got it. Just came back from paint. It's black cherry metallic.
What is the motor? 440?
It's the 430. I wanted the 455 was the big
Yeah.
one, but this had the 430 in it. But it's only had 46,000 original miles on it.
Man.
That's less than 1,000 a year. So the
Have
car
you ever
was in
met
really
a
good
chick
shape.
that you've liked that's into this?
My wife.
Does she like cars?
Yeah, my wife had an F430. She had a Ferrari.
Really?
Yeah, which we got rid of because we need a house. So.
I was going to say, did she have this before she met you, or did you get your wife a
No,
Ferrari?
no, she had that. She had that one.
So you married money on top of this?
Nah, I married a woman that had a Ferrari.
So she at one point had money.
You
then she had
fell
a
for the
Ferrari.
smoke and
Yeah,
mirrors.
I went, all right, I bought the package.
So you turned into the typical woman here in Scottsdale, saw the Ferrari and
right.
thought, this is fantastic.
No, I saw the girl and went,
Okay.
this is fantastic.
Then she climbs in a
And
Ferrari.
then she drove away in a Ferrari.
You're locked in.
And then I went, oh, that's nice too.
And she
then
lived
she left.
She was homeless, though.
No, she had a home. But then we got married and we bought the house. So we had to get rid of the. I said, look, I love it too, but the tune-up maintenance on it's $2,500.
How does a single girl have a Ferrari?
Well, she did very well.
No, I'm not even saying the money. How is she single?
What? She's not. She's married to me. You
Now
dope.
she is.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. How do you stumble into that?
What?
How do you
She
stumble
was
into
married
like,
at the time.
Oh yeah, that's
No,
right. You had to
she
take her
wasn't.
away from it. There had to be another dude
she
involved.
wasn't. No. Look at you. Look at you.
I'm so upset at you.
Listen.
Look at this full head of hair, and you got a girl with a Ferrari.
Listen,
This is
I
garbage.
have a penis. How can someone without a penis get a Ferrari?
This is no. I'm not.
How
saying
can
that.
someone who's
I'm
not like
saying-
me achieve shit? Like, dump that.
That's all right. I understand what you're saying, but you're missing my point. It's not a sexist comment.
Mm-hmm.
It's
how
how in
does
the
she
world
end
does
up-
she wander around single at all?
What?
She's got everything.
Well, she did very
I'm
well
not
for
saying
herself.
ended up with you
He
was a
won the
bad thing.
contest.
I'm saying
What?
you had to steal her away from some douchebag. That's the only way this movie ends.
No,
Please lie to me, Adam.
She pretty much. We were doing this terrible movie. We met on the set,
Okay.
and one
There
thing
you go.
led to
And
another.
she's like, I'm not seeing anybody right now.
I said,
takes
well,
off.
yeah, I'm not either. And
So
hey,
is she in
how
the?
about that?
Is she in front of the camera? Is she an actress?
No,
or
she
is
was. She was. She was a
behind the
model.
scenes?
She's an actress now.
Okay.
Now she's Mrs. Ferrara.
You make every
and
guy-
she's building the house. she's taking care of the life, gentlemen. If I
awesome.
can't be left unattended. Let's be honest.
Yes.
I've known me my whole life, and it'll go to crap very quickly. So it's like I looked at my wife, and it's like God saying, "He has suffered enough. The drought is over. Let the rains begin."
Yes.
So yeah, just beautiful. I mean,
Yeah.
did you?
Which is
I met
outstanding,
my wife, and it was just like it was like God saying, "Schmuck, how high do I have to burn this bush?"
Right. Before you see
Yeah,
everything.
how much are you going to see? This is the best. If you don't get it now, you
Dum-dum.
moron.
Yeah, exactly.
Just move to Phoenix, burst into flames.
Yeah.
because I can't help you.
Yeah, because very rarely does the comedian have this story.
Yeah, but
Yeah, this is most of them. They don't
forget
see the burning
comedian.
bush.
The
Yeah.
guy like me has
Right.
this story.
Right.
You look at that, you just like God's pretty much just saying, "Look, I thought the paramecium was dumb. The choices you've made."
Now, what one thing that do you think would have like the choices you made in life
Yeah.
that would have made her just go away? Like, what about Adam Ferrara says?
If
Wow,
she knew.
had she known this guy,
No, it's actually it's a very good question. It was funny because there's pictures. Now with the age we live in, you're living on the internet. So there's old pictures of me like acid wash jeans, white sneakers, a mullet. I kid you not.
Yes.
I remember that.
Smoking a cigarette, walking down New York, and she goes, "Look, this is the package I bought into. All right, Mr. Showbiz."
This was, and that was when you're trying
She's
to
like, you're
break
trying
in.
to go for Steve Perry, weren't you, from Journey?
Yeah, you're trying to like.
Admiral Perry, just some moron walking around.
You're trying to break into the show business industry back in the early 90s.
Yeah, I was a comic. I wasn't. What was I doing? I forget when we met what I was doing, but it was. I went through a breakup, and I did this movie, and that's where we met. But it was at a point in your life where you think you know what's going on. You got no idea.
And the mullet's proof. I had a mullet as well.
You did?
And you look back and you think to yourself, that was my best option. That was what I thought.
I looked in the mirror at the end and I go, I'm going out. All right.
I'm done.
I'm done.
It's still
This is
that
as
day, don't
good
you
as it's
think?
going to get.
And that was the thing, is like I always look back at those and
Don't
think,
stop. Believe it.
see, my worst part is that you'd go out and you see these pictures and you're like, this is what I presented to the world as me. This
But
is
have you
what-
had hair since then that you
No,
felt?
I
that
shaved it off. I
the
don't
mullet
deserve
was probably
hair
the
anymore.
best feeling hairdo.
I
you thought,
no,
oh, this
I
is cool.
abused hair. I looked at the pictures like shortly after cutting off the mullet. And I said, I don't deserve hair. I don't deserve it. It's going away. I'm going to punish myself.
I
Like some
cut
sort of
so
monk.
I can feel.
Exactly. I'm a hair cutter. It's the way it works
Well,
for me.
the thing is, and as I think now, as we get to the point in our lives that we're at now, you can look back and go, what a moron.
Yeah, what an idiot.
God, I wish I had the energy I had then to do things
Oh,
differently.
yeah, the stuff I could get done with the brain I have now compared to the crap I didn't do when I had the juice.
Oh, if I could go back, everyone go, when you talk to people, I wouldn't change a thing. Oh, I would.
Oh,
I
I'd change it
would
all.
tell people to go to hell a lot quicker. I would. There's a lot of bulls I ain't riding.
You could read maybe characters a little bit better,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
no,
just outdoorsy. He's a housebound drunk.
Yeah. See,
Okay.
Brady has a different. He thinks he's the same. Like if he went back and met young himself,
Right.
he would actually really like him. I know if I went back and met young me, there'd be a fist fight within about 3 minutes because this idiot wouldn't listen to anybody.
If I went back and met young me, I would tell myself, just calm down.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, there's a
calm
couple
down.
of things you could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I would
take it
tell
easy.
myself that, hey, this girl likes you. You're not
Oh,
seeing
you
that.
do?
You're not
Yeah, oh, I
seeing
got a
that.
lot of
Yes,
those,
girl
yeah.
likes
You're not
you.
seeing that you're a good person,
Yes.
you moron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
aren't you banging that one? She likes
It's
you.
not even bang, but just to be like, your ideas are good. Your
You're
moral
there.
compass is good. You're a good man. You are, you idiot.
You
I
just
would have never said that to me.
Right?
I
Really?
would have never said that to me. I would have
What
never.
would you
I'd have
say?
never gone back and said you're a good man. You have good ideas.
No.
I would have hit him a couple
Right.
of times and been like, "Just shut up. She likes you." I don't know. I should probably.
So
buy her.
basically, you've learned nothing.
I've learned nothing. Adam.
You're gonna go back and be just,
Someday, some 80-year-old man's gonna come punch me in the face. I'm
schmuck.
from the future, you idiot. I'm old you.
I'm holy. Listen, the hair never comes back, but you soften. You soften a little bit.
Yeah.
You realize you shouldn't have to be so hard on
Yeah.
yourself.
The thing I did that I was too, I would always buy things for girls. Like I would always try to woo them.
Right.
And I would go back and say, unnecessary. Job's done. Now you're just coming across creepy.
Okay.
So I would go back and tell him, job's
But the
done.
intention of buying it was to show
Oh.
a gesture. You came from a good place.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
it
always.
was starting.
But I never stopped coming from. Well, I shouldn't say that phrase because
Okay.
I didn't either.
I
That was another
understand.
problem. I
There
go
was
back and punch him for. You're ruining your mother's carpet.
knock it off. Dinner's ready.
We don't have any clean towels in this house, and it's your fault. Stop it. But yeah,
Those socks are walking away by themselves.
I always look like I had
Is that
two
a cast or
I
a
had
sock?
Two plaster of Paris socks on every day. Adam
I don't
Ferrara-
know. I think he sculpts, honey.
He's
I
in
think
there-
he's an artist.
He's throwing
I don't-
pots. I'm convinced of it.
Dad's covering
We
for
just
you.
haven't found his kiln. Adam Ferrara's at Tempe Improv this weekend, and what's going on in your life that we haven't mentioned? What,
What are we doing? I'm actually working. I'm very, very pleased I got a chance to come back and do stand up because as much as it is hot, I do like the. You
haven't been here for a long time.
I have not. I was telling Ryan in the car, I have not been here for a while, but I haven't been able to do that much stand up because of Nurse Jackie shoots.
Right.
Then you do press for that, and then you do Top
all this
Gear.
awesome work's getting.
Hey, the employment
Yeah.
gods
Isn't it
shine.
good?
It's great. You
Yeah.
kidding?
Not a bad thing at all.
And I got one more episode of Top Gear to shoot next week. which is going to be fun.
In the States, or is it?
No, this is in the States. I think we're doing. We're on the East Coast. We're doing something. And I know I just picked my car. So
have you crashed any of the cars?
Oh yeah.
Like, what happened?
What car? Are you going with
I jumped a 1970 Coupe de Ville about 40 feet in the air.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I did that. I flipped over a 72 Buick with the flat. We had to make our own RVs, so I put the Flatiron Building on a 72 Buick, and then we raced real RVs with NASCAR guys and I wrecked that. That flipped.
I think I saw part of that.
Yeah, that one flipped over. I saw part of it too.
Yeah.
I have part of it in my garage too. I took the rear. I took one of the rear badges off the Buick. It was a Centurion. It was kind of a rare Buick.
Now, have you ever like gotten into one of the cars like the Ferrari or a Lamborghini and stuff, and then like trashed that and walked away?
No,
well, it's part of the show.
No,
you have not.
You
can't do that.
It's the crappy cars we pick to go on.
But what happens if you were to have ruined that Lamborghini?
I'd feel awful.
Is that it? No money, no
Yeah.
you sign anything? Adam's not paying for anything.
Adam can't pay for it.
I know. I'm just saying.
Stop your blood from stone experiments.
But like loans,
you can polish a rock all day, pal.
They're driving you over to U.S. Bank, maybe kick out, get a couple loans, and pay
Yeah,
us back.
sugar that turd all you want. It ain't turning into candy.
Here's some cash.
Do you get nervous about it though, or do you care?
Yeah, I get no. You do get nervous. I have a respect.
You
for
respect the car.
Respect the car. Respect the work that goes into those things. I mean,
precision, everything,
and just the. Like VW owns Lamborghini now, so the Germans are in there. So the Lamborghinis, they actually work.
Yeah, they've actually gotten better.
The Italians, they're like, child, but there's all kinds of romance, but it works occasionally. Now the Germans are like, no, it'll work if it's going to work,
and it's perfect.
And if it doesn't, it is your fault.
Right. Because it's like anything a hair off on that thing.
They did such a good job, and I keep saying the new Hurricane is just the little things like the pedal box from the Gallardo is bigger, so you have room for your left leg because it was the firewall was there, so your left leg was up like this. You were driving the car; it wasn't really comfortable. Now you could actually drive it, and they have the paddle shifters. The indicator stalks on the Gallardo was right by the paddle shifter on the left one. Amazing. Now the indicator stalk, your directionals are on the steering wheel, so it's just little
180 miles an hour in your hands are in control of the whole deal.
It's a video game.
Yeah.
It's a video game with one life.
Now, what kind of a car have you been in and you're like, okay, I've been waiting to get in on this thing on Top Gear, and it stunk?
Oh, and it stunk. It didn't stink, but it blew up. It wasn't a.
That's not good.
I did. We had an episode coming out. I drive an '87. I don't know. It was an '86 Buick Grand National.
Oh wow!
Fast car.
The Grand National. Yeah, when we were in '86, when that thing came out, that was
like
just
0 to 60 in
I forget
3.9 or something. Yeah, like that.
0 to 60 times. I think it was about 4 seconds.
Yeah,
it was like 4
It was running
seconds.
a 4.340.
And it was weird. I remember when it came out. It was like, and I'm like, that's a Buick, because Buick usually like the old guys call like the tagline's like Buick, how's your hip? But this was just a monster. It was a Turbo 6, all in black.
Yeah,
and it was like an outlaw.
My buddy got one for his 16th birthday.
Yeah.
And
they were great.
He's still alive. I thought,
and you blew it up.
Well, we bought the car for this thing, and we did a high speed run. I was doing about 120. I think it's limited to like at 126, 123.
Man,
but I got up to like $120, and all of a sudden, poof, and smoke starts coming out. I'm like, oh.
Then it became a Buick again.
Then it became Buick again. Before it was an outlaw. It was Johnny Cash. It was black and full of speed.
Man, it pulls you back, too.
There you go. Adam Ferrara, Tempe Improv. He's on every channel you have on your cable. Nurse Jackie, Rescue Me rerun still running out there. You see those. You can get to Top Gear, which is still out there. And, of course, you can see him live this week in Tempe Improv, tempeimprov.com, 480-921-9877. Thank you, man. Appreciate your time.
Good to see you, my friend.
Awesome. Adam Ferrara, everybody. It's 98 KUPD.